Hi everybody, today we're going to be talking about the exciting subject of tyre pressures. So we've had a few people who have been asking us for a while about what the tyre pressure setting should be on a vehicle. We have shown you before where the stickers are and things like that, but we thought we'd have a recap today. So we're going to talk you through where to find the information of what they should be, the tyre pressure should be for those, and how to actually physically do that and change it and get the tyre pressure set that's on the vehicle. So first things first, where's the sticker that tells us what the tyre pressure should be? So you'll find this on all Volkswagen products, somewhere within the door apertures here, so either on here for example, or around here will be the sticker that tells you about tyre pressures. So on this one here, we've got one sticker that's on here and it lists all the different tyre sizes that listing down here, that we might on wheels sizes that we might have. And then depending on what actually we've got in the vehicle, depends on what tyre pressures on the front and the back, and they're listed in the different variations. The ones we'll be looking at is bar and PSI, because they're the ones that we look at. Most people know PSI is in pressure or in bar, and anything you're using is going to have both of those on there as one to look at. So on this Cali, tyre pressures are stuck on here, but it also tells you about setting your tyre pressures as well. A little sticker on the door card here about setting your tyre pressures, and we're going to show you that today on the dashboard as well, so that because you will get on these on the transporters, on the oceans and the beaches, etc. It's on there as well, is even without the direct tyre pressure. So as standard, every vehicle has a tyre pressure monitoring system, and that is monitoring them via the speed and the circumference of the wheel going round from the sensors on there. So it's not actually looking at how much air is in each individual tyre. That's the direct tyre one. That's what has the valves in the actual tyres that's in there. But the whole system in general, it will flash up obviously and let you know if you've got low pressure in a particular tyre. So it will say rear left, for example, that's on there, so you can know. But most of the time when I've been using it and been driving these vehicles, it will just come up with check tyre pressures. And really what that is simply it's a note to you as a driver to go and have a check all the tyre pressures and then reset the system. It's not saying there's a leak anywhere. It's just obviously saying it's time to have a check of your tyre pressures, because tyre pressure is quite an important thing. You don't want to be driving around on low pressure that's on there, but at the same time you don't want to be driving around on high pressure, because that affects your fuel economy and things like that depending on which one you've got. More weight in the vehicle that's in there as well, you need more pressure that's in your tyres. But for the general rule is you set them at one whatever you think is the right for that particular vehicle, and set them all around, and that is the key. So first thing is to locate the valve. It's dead easy, it's always sticking out depending on what type it is. This is a normal valve that's on here. Just take the cap off, release the valve that's on there. Now we're cheating a bit today because this effectively is like a mobile tyre pressure, so we can fill up and out from on here. But obviously if you were at a garage or something like that, you'd have the line coming out to the vehicle that's in there, or an electric pump, which if you've got no spare wheel with your vehicle, you've probably got one in your vehicle in actual fact. So you can just use those as well. They're quite handy to have in regardless. I usually carry one with me anyway whenever I go away, because I use it for pumping other things up as well that I might have while I'm away as well. So, but essentially something like this, for example, is going to have a nozzle on the end, and you put that over the end of it there, and then that is going to give you a reading on here, so we know, for example, what the tyre pressure is that's on here. So then this device is nice and easy because I can release pressure from the tyre, or I can add pressure back into the tyre. So if we, for example, wanted this tyre to be at 50, could release, and you can see it's going down. But say we want it to be, for example, at 55, give it a push, and then this is effectively what you're doing when you need your tyre, so you just keep going up and up and up, and eventually that is going to put more air in. So essentially that is basically how you fill your tyre up. So you're just going to put that on the end, press it in so you can't hear any psst coming out, and obviously that will fill it in. Now if you need to deflate your tyres for any reason, obviously you can use something like this, or in the very centre of one of these valves is a little silver thing that's in there. If I press that with my finger, that actually lets all the air out, and basically that's inside that. You can actually take that out completely on these, but I wouldn't advise that. But that allows you to deflate. So if you need to deflate your tyres, you can just do it that way. But obviously remember to, if you are deflating them for a reason, like for example you're on muddy ground, you want to get a bit more traction or something like that, obviously remember to put them back up before you start going back on the road again for any reason. So let's show you where we actually find the tyre information system on the vehicle. So this one's got the navigation screen, but they're all pretty much the same on here. So if you go and click onto car, that's on there, that's going to give us, depending on how you've got it set up, this is on, for example, miles per gallon and things like that, but there's a selection button here at the bottom, and that will allow you to change those to different ones. But the one we're looking for is vehicle status, that's in there. And in vehicle status, we've got, obviously it tells us anything's up there, but it's got a tyre pressure system that's in there as well. And this is how you would actually reset the system. So we've reset all the tyres, we know that all the tyres are all correct, they're all at the setting we want it to be. So you click set, do all 4 tyre pressures match the required values? Yes, confirm. And it's easy as that, tyre pressures are saved. Really, really easy to use that. Obviously, if you've got direct tyre pressure monitoring, that screen's going to look slightly different because you're going to have a picture of a car and you're going to have the 4 individual wheels that's on there and what the actual pressures are in those wheels. So with the direct tyre pressure, you're obviously getting a lot more information. It's a lot more accurate because it's monitoring them internally, so it's actually monitoring the pressure in that actual wheel, where I said that the standard, what you get with the vehicle, isn't doing that. It's kind of electronically monitoring it with the tyre pressures that's in there as well. But I said it's important with tyre pressures to make sure they're right, so to regularly check your tyre pressures on the vehicle, and obviously whenever you do and whenever you amend a tyre pressure is obviously make sure you reset the system. Now today we're talking about tyre pressures on your standard vehicle. So if you've got a vehicle that's come from the factory that's got standard wheels on, that might be not graded alloys, for example if you've gone for 18-inch or something like that, that's what we're talking about. Now obviously if you fitted or you purchase a vehicle that has been fitted with bigger wheels, we don't tend to find that so much on the Calis, but we definitely do on things like the Transporter Combis and things like that. A lot of people have, for example, 20-inch wheels that's on there as well. So those tyre pressures, obviously whoever's fitted your tyre pressures, you need to speak to them and find out what the recommended tyre pressure is for that wheel, because it will not be listed in a sticker on the side of the vehicle that's there as well. Obviously the tyres themselves have a recommended tyre inflation, as with all of them. You know, you find it tends to be between X and Y that's on there for that particular tyre, but that does vary as well. So it's worth mentioning that as well. So if you can't find your tyre size and your wheel size on that sticker that's on the side of the vehicle, it's pretty meaning that that particular one isn't something which is available from the factory that's there. So I just thought it was worth pointing that out. Right, that was a very quick look at tyre pressures because we talked about it. We have done videos like this before as well that's there, and as I said, we've done the direct tyre pressure monitoring video as well. We've put a link up so you can have a look at that one if you want a little bit more information. So if that's helped out, you understand how these things work. It's a very, very simple thing, but it's certainly something that you should be checking on a regular basis to make sure your tyre pressures are correct. So I hope you found that useful today and you got some information out there. If you have, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. If you don't currently subscribe and you want to, click the subscribe button and the notification bell and you'll get notification whenever we post any more videos, and we'll see you next time.